Hey guys, before I start, I just wanted to say Happy New Year for starters, and also that it's never too late to write some goals for yourself. I started writing some goals for myself from the How Success Is Made YouTube channel. If you haven't seen that before, go check that out. I started doing that at the beginning of last year. It's now 1st of January 2018, so I started doing that at the beginning of 2017 after he made a video that was kind of similar to this but using a different method. I used the method that he used in that video, and that worked really well for me throughout the year. The method that I'm going to show you guys today is the Tony Robbins goal setting method. I'll run you through some details about it towards the end, but basically this is my first time setting goals like this. I think it's good to keep it updated anyway. So yeah, I'm going to jump straight into it and we'll see how it goes. So, first thing you want to do is put personal development, toys and activities, toys and adventure, sorry, business, finance and economic, and then contribution. So let's start with that. So personal development, by that means anything that you want to learn, any languages, any skills, instruments, any challenges that you want to overcome. If you want to run a marathon, I don't know, anything that's to do with personal development. Next one, like I said, toys and adventure. So toys and adventure is all about treating yourself, basically having a bit of fun in life. So that's where you're literally going to put all of the toys that you want to buy and the adventures that you want to go on, i.e. travelling around the world. Maybe that's one that's more suitable for me than you, who knows. And yeah, it's just about enjoying life as you go through it. There's no point in just going for one area of goals, really. Next one is business, financial and economic. So obviously that's more to do with the ka-ching side of life. If you've got any goals to do with buying a house, for instance, that would still be down there. But if you've got goals about how much you want to earn in a year, what position you want to be in a company, whether you want to own your own company, things like that, they go in that section. And then the last section will be contribution. So contribution it's important because it's about how you feel about yourself emotionally. It's not necessarily that that's what the goals are going to be, but that's how it's going to portray in your life. When it comes to contribution, there's quite a few different areas that you can look at, i.e. volunteering. It could be things that you want to do to change the world, like as in you might want to set up a charity or an organisation or a foundation. It could just be as simple as sort of helping on soup kitchens and things like that in your local area. Doesn't really matter what it is, it's just about having something that you know that you want to give back to the world to help better the world, which will help better your emotional stability anyway. So, without further ado, I'm going to get started on personal development, listing a few goals. Now I've got some on the trusty little Spanish phone that I've got here. And yeah, I'm going to start listing them. And before I start, I'm just going to point out that I'm going to be using a blue pen and a red pen. A blue pen and a black pen. The black ones, this is something that I do personally when setting goals. I like to set apart things that are my main, not main goals, but like my milestone goals in life, and then my sort of secondary goals. So the black ones are going to be the milestone goals. These are the goals that I've always known I was going to do, or that always, absolutely undoubtedly, going to be a goal of mine, things like that. And then the blue ones are sort of the ones that if I get to the end of my life and I haven't done some of the ones in blue, I'm not going to be that fast. The ones in black, they have to get done. There's no two ways about it. So yeah, I'll speed up the video so that you guys don't have to watch me writing it all out. But yeah, I'll get started now. Okay, so that is my personal development goals that I'm sort of currently working on. There are other things that I could list down. For instance, learn basic Vietnamese. Now, on my list, I've actually got language, and then after language, I've got a whole list of languages that I want to be. I want to range from proficient to basic, and then even fluent in one or two of them as well. I.e. French would be one of them. So these are my personal development goals. All of these ones and these ones are sort of health and fitness, and then these aren't. These are sort of to do with other stuff. So what we've got to do next is use a red pen again. Not rude in this circumstance. And we've got to put a little number next to each goal. And just to say how far, like if we put a 1 next to it, it means in a year or less is when we want to achieve it by. 2 next to it, 3 next to it, etc. So saxophone for me, I'm currently 25. Saxophone for me is like a midlife goal. Currently I play guitar and piano a little bit. Piano I've only just learned. My third release is pretty on point though. Guitar I've been playing for a year or 2 now. So pretty good at that. Saxophone, yeah, probably won't learn that until I'm sort of 35. So we've got 10 there. Cup song. The cup song, I've learned half of it. I learned half of it last summer, but I was too busy to finish learning it. I was working a lot. So I think I'll learn that this year. Yeah, go on, learn the cup song this year, right? Learn basic Vietnamese, that is this year. Become a proficient boxer, that's within the next 3 years for me. I've already done boxing before, got a lot of boxers in the family. And yeah, so I will get back into that. Learn to surf. Oh, that's not really on the agenda yet. Something that I've always known that I'm going to do. Something that I have no idea when I'm going to do. I'm going to put a 5 down. I've learned that before I'm 30. Handstand on the corner of a skyscraper. So you know when you see a really good photograph of someone doing a handstand right on the corner of a skyscraper and you can just see beautiful scenery. I want a picture of me doing that. Now that is a goal that I might not do, purely because of the safety aspects of it. If I was to do it, I'm not going to be ready to do that for at least 5 years, I would say. So I'm going to put 5 down there. You'll like this one. This is a goal you probably haven't seen before. Live to 130, and yes, I do mean years. The reason that I've put that is because I want to live a very healthy lifestyle. And the way that modern medicine's advancing in terms of anti-aging medicines, there's a lot of ground being broken, and I don't think 130 is unreasonable health. I wouldn't mind living to sort of 150, 180, that sort of age, but we'll see how medicine goes, eh? But I think 130 more than achievable. So, I mean, 105. I bet Tony Robbins has never seen 105 next to a goal. Men's mag model, so I do want a model on the front of the magazine, like as in men's fitness, men's health, something like that. That has been my goal since I was in the army, and I think that's achievable in the next sort of 4 years. I'm going to put 4. 100 press-ups. What I mean by that is I used to be, a couple of years ago, a few years ago, very, very, very in shape, and now I'm not compared to what I used to be, nowhere near. 100 press-ups, I mean doing it without stopping, without a break. That I will be able to do by the end of the year. Handstand for 30 seconds, I can already handstand, which was a goal before, Now I've got a handstand with 30 seconds written after it, because although I can handstand, I can't yet do it for even 10 seconds, I can't hold it for. So I want to be able to do that by the end of the year. Yeah, that's achievable. I'm going to put 2. I want to be able to do 15 seconds by the end of the year. 10 seconds, 15 seconds will be fine by the end of the year. Next year at some point, 30 seconds. Then I want to be able to do from the frog pose, which I'm not sure if you know what that is or not. That's sort of where you balance your body weight all on your elbows and with your hands on the floor. So I want to be able to go from that, which was a goal to be able to do that. I can now do that. I want to be able to go from that pose into the handstand, which is fairly hard. That will be next year. That's going to have a 2 next to it. Run a London Marathon. I'll put a 5 next to that, I think. Maybe a bit longer actually. I'm going to put a 7. I've wanted to do that since I was about 11 years old. I think since I was 11, maybe 12. Human flag, 5 seconds, I'm going to put 5S next to that. I know where my goals are. So human flag for 5 seconds. I won't be able to do that for sort of another 3 years. Well, I mean, I'll probably be able to do a human flag next year. I should be able to, and I might even achieve that for 5 seconds next year. But it's not something that I feel that I need to achieve until the year after. Muscle up. Do you know what? As fit as I've been, I could do 60 pull-ups in a row, and I was never able to do a muscle up. Like, it was ridiculous, and I never put that much effort into doing muscle up. That was the thing. I was focused on other things. But I've always wanted to do a muscle up. Just to be able to just do one is a goal for me at the moment, and that will be a goal that I wish to achieve this year. Swim the English Channel. So we're back onto the blue goals now, the ones that I might not do. That is definitely one that I might not do, but it is definitely still a goal and always has been. If I do swim the English Channel, that will be in about 6 years' time. 20 pull-ups, like I said guys, I'm not as fit as I used to be. Started going back to the gym recently and will be doing a lot more fitness for the next few years. I mean, as you can see, it's very important to my goals. So 20 pull-ups, yeah, definitely this year. Definitely this year. Like, very soon. 3 races. So what I mean by that one, I forgot the name of the third one. The first one would be Tough Mudder, second one would be the Sparta race, and the third one, was it Ironman or something? There was another race, I've got it written down on a different list somewhere. I want to run them in the next 5 years. 3 Peaks Challenge, I want to have done in the next 4 years, I already know that. For those of you that don't know what the 3 Peaks Challenge is, that's climbing the tallest mountains in Wales, England and Scotland within 24 hours. And that's including your travel between them. Flip, somersault and backflip. So that ties into sort of the handstands and muscle ups and things like that. I wouldn't be too disappointed if I didn't manage to do any of those. But I feel like I should be able to at least do a flip. Anyway, I'll put 3 for that, I think. Wait a second. Yeah, I'll put 3 for that. Okay, I'm happy with that. And so now, what we need to do is look at the ones that have 1 next to them and see which ones are important. So we've got this one, this one, this one, this one. So the cups on, not that fast, about 100 press ups, fairly fast. Muscle up, it doesn't have to be a big focus, it's not going to be something huge for me, and learn basic Vietnamese. That one's pretty big for me. Bear with me a second. Right, so I was just checking. The next stage after you've chosen your most important 1 year goal, which for me is between 100 press ups and learn basic Vietnamese. They're both very important to me. I'm going to go with the 100 press ups though. So this one, that's my most important 1 year goal. And so what I'm going to do after this is I'm going to write myself a paragraph about why that's so important to achieve. And I'll just quickly run you guys through why that's so important for me to achieve. A, being able to do 100 press ups in a row brings me back to a level of fitness that I was at when I was in the army. I was easily able to do 100 press ups in a row. I mean, I never wanted to, I never volunteered to do it, don't get me wrong, but if you have to do it, you have to do it. So it sort of brings me back to that same level of fitness and same level of self-confidence with fitness. And the other reason is because it ties in so much with a lot of my other goals, i.e. handstand, frog to handstand, London Marathon, human flag, muscle ups, swim the English Channel, 20 pull-ups, the 3 races, the flip somersault and back flip, becoming proficient at boxing, handstand on the corner of a skyscraper, men's mag model. Doing 100 press ups is sort of like a gateway goal to these for me. So that's sort of why that's so important. Okay, so that's the personal development area done. Let's just section that off nicely. So that's my personal development area done, but obviously I'm going to write the paragraph about this goal and do the same in the other 4 areas afterwards. So I'm quickly going to write for toys and adventure what my goals are. Okay, well the camera just died, so I will go back over some other stuff. Okay, so there's already some red marks on there, as you can see. That's just because the camera died. So I'm just going to carry on from down here. Own a Komodo dragon, I won't do that for another, that'll be in the June. So I'll put 12 for that, it'll be a bit after. And own a dog, I think in about 6 years. I'm only 6 years away, oh my god, I'm getting excited already. So for me, owning a dog, I've always wanted to own my own dog. It's just that I've never been ready, and I've always been aware that I've never been ready. Since I was 15, when I was 15 I looked into dogs, which dogs I would want, etc. And I narrowed it down to a few different ones, and I eventually chose a Vizsla. Now up until about 6 months ago, it was always a Vizsla. So for over a decade, or for about a decade, just over, it was a Vizsla. And now, then I got the chance to train a German Shepherd, and absolutely fell in love with the breed. It's between the two, German Shepherd or Vizsla, and I cannot wait. I'm more than halfway there. I knew when I was 15 and I decided that I wanted a dog, it wouldn't be for years and years and years and years and years. And I'm over halfway there. I'm 2/3 of the way there. Okay, walk on hot coals. This is one of those goals that isn't super important to me, but I should do that within the next 5 years. See Tony Robbins live within the next 2 years, without a doubt. I might even put that as a one-year goal. I think, yeah, I'm going to put that as a one-year goal. I'm going to go see Tony Robbins this year. And then leave the atmosphere. So by leave the atmosphere, this is another one of those goals that a lot of you would think, like the live to 130 is a bit out there, even compared to some of these ones. But no, I plan to do that on the Virgin, whatever it's called. So I won't really do that for the next sort of 20 years or so, maybe 30. I'm going to put 30 for that. I'll be 55 by then. So let's choose what I've got. I've got Tony Robbins and the Colosseum. They're the only adventure goals that I've got going on out of these ones. Obviously I've got all of my travel goals, which are absolutely extensive. Like my bucket list has like thousands and thousands of things on it. Most of which are travel related, right? So those are, I'm travelling at the moment whilst running my business. And so I'm ticking those off almost on a daily basis, or at least definitely on a monthly basis. So I'm not fussed about not having stuff on here, on the life plan side of things, that I'm doing more often, sort of regularly, just because I'm ticking off goals that aren't in here, they're just to do with travelling. I just know what travel goals are. So it's between Tony Robbins and the Colosseum. Which one's more important? I'm going to have to say the Colosseum. Tony Robbins, I wouldn't mind if that wasn't until the following year. Now it would be early the following year, but I'm going to put the Colosseum. That's massive for me. I'm excited already. I've made that decision. Really excited. Like 6 years ago, I knew that I was going to visit the Colosseum when I was about 25 as well. I can remember thinking that. It's amazing how things work out sometimes. Okay, so that's Tours and Adventure. And I'm going to fill out the other two, and then I will get back to you. Okay, so time for the red pen again. So let's start with business, finance and economic. Start putting the numbers next to them. Make 50 grand a year. I was thinking about this as I was writing it. I should be achieving that next year. So I'm on track to achieve that next year, which will mean the year after. Make 100 grand a year is the next one. I'm going to put down 4 years for that. I think I should achieve that in 3 years, but I'll put down 4 years for that. Be a millionaire, literally not fussed when that happens. That will just happen when it happens. I've got 7. 7 sticks out to me. Maybe it's a lucky number, maybe that's where it's at, who knows. Have an office with staff. I'm actually pretty close to that. I had an office a few weeks ago. I now have staff, but no office. I don't think I'm going to have that this year though. I don't think I have a need to have it this year. Okay, I'm going to put down next year for that one. That's a 2-year goal. Net worth of £50 upon retirement. 1 second. That doesn't seem quite right. Oh, there we go. Net worth of £50 million upon retirement. So retirement probably won't be until I'm 70, so that is 45 years away. Pay for my children's education. Hopefully that's not for a long time. That should be, mind you, I want to put them through private school. Well, I'm not really planning on having children for the next 10 years anyway. So, even if they're going private school, I could still put 10. Give my children complete financial freedom. Now, that doesn't mean that I will just give them complete financial freedom, it just means that I want to be able to. So I guess that won't start for another 20, because it's not going to start until they're at least 10 years old. Have 100 plus happy staff. Now what I mean by that is, I know from what I'm planning to do with my current and future businesses, 100 staff is, I'm going to have more than 100 staff definitely, but I definitely want to have a company whereby all of the staff are overpaid and underworked, not just the middle management. That should be, I'll put 15 for that actually. I will have that company within 10 years, but for that company to have 100 staff will take a few more years, most likely. Be a professional chess player. So yes, I do want to become a professional chess player. I've always wanted to become a professional chess player. I learned to play chess when I was about 4 years old. I don't plan to do it until I'm in retirement. So that being said, it's going to be another 45. Although no, it's not. It's going to be another 50. I'll retire in about 45 years. I won't just become a professional chess player straight away. It's going to take a lot of hard work still. I'm naturally a very good chess player. But, you know, to become a professional chess player, to actually get paid in competitions, is a different thing. And that, for me, that's not about the money, and it's not about being the best in the world or anything like that. I don't want to become a grandmaster either. That's my career once I'm retired, and I'll be happy with that. It doesn't matter what I earn. Become an international figure in the political world. Okay, so that's quite a big one for me. Obviously, become an international figure in the political world or sphere. That is not starting for another 12 years, when I'm 37. $1.5 grand a month through helping people to sleep. Oh, I've worded that a bit weird, to be honest, but I've got a company at the moment that is to do with sleep and sleep aids and whatnot. So to earn $1.5 grand a month through that, we should be able to do that this year. $5 grand a month through my e-com platform. So that's another business I've got at the moment. $5 grand a month, I should be able to do that by the end of this year as well. Through that platform. To own a pub, I've always wanted to own my own pub. That's kind of like the be a professional chess player, so it doesn't really matter whether it earns me money, I just want it. And the same with the one underneath, own a nightclub. So I want to own a nightclub within the next 5 years, and own a pub within the next 8. Okay, so that's my business finance. So these are the two ones for this year. $5 grand a month through my e-com platform and $1.5 grand a month through my sleep aid platform. I am going to go with this one. That's going to be the one that I write a paragraph about. And then going on to my contributions, volunteer on Christmas Day. I'm actually going to do that this year. Support. Most of these, they're not going to be until after I become an international figure in the political world, which isn't for another 12 years. That's at a later stage of my life. At the moment, I'm very much about travelling, and sort of personal development is really big for me at the moment. Personal development is massive for me at the moment. As you can see by the numbers, look, 4, 1, 2, 2, 7, 3, 1, 6. God knows what that is. 5, 4, 3, 3, 5, 5, 1, 1. As opposed to 20, 10, 45, 2, 7, 4, 2, 15, 50, 12, 8, 5. See what I mean? That's the stage I'm at in life more. This is going to be even later than this one, because this is the stage that I'm transitioning into. I started to transition into this stage last year, and this year is still transitioning into this phase. So volunteer on Christmas Day, yeah, this year. Support efforts to counter climate change. I'm going to have to put anything political as 20. Build a system that helps to fight systemic global corruption, 20. Build a foundation that helps the homeless in first world countries, 20. That might seem like a weird thing that I've put in first world countries. I've got reasons for that, that I won't go into now. Set up a charitable foundation to help disadvantaged people. That one, I can put 12 for that. That's going to be right at the start of my political career. I know what I'm doing for each of these. I've got like books upon books of plans that I've got, and things I want to do, and most of them revolve around how these things are going to work. So build a foundation that helps to fight the proven effects of the Stanley experiment. So in case you don't know about the Stanley experiment, what that basically is when people are put in a position of power in uniforms, they can become quite nasty. Look it up, it's pretty interesting. I think 15 for that. That's going to be one of the first things that I want to start tackling when I become politically involved, and sponsor a worthy sanctuary for endangered species. So that could be like a tiger sanctuary or something like that, perhaps. It will be for a species that I personally don't want to become extinct, that is endangered of becoming extinct. And when I say a worthy sanctuary, what I mean is, I don't think that all sanctuaries are necessarily doing much good. So I want to sponsor one that's actually benefiting the animals that are there and benefiting the species. And I would probably want to do that this year. So yeah, I'm going to put one with that. Okay, so my one's down here. Volunteer on Christmas Day and sponsor a worthy sanctuary. I'm going to do that anyway. This is going to be the one I want to work towards. And when I say sponsor a sanctuary that's worthy, I don't mean give them £10 a month. I mean make a worthy donation as well. Something that's actually going to help. So I'll be funneling some money out of my business account straight into some sanctuary, like Steve Irwin Foundation. Perhaps I'll go with that, depending on what animals they're working with at the moment. Anyway, so we now can wipe off nearly everything, right? Seems like a waste, doesn't it, guys? It's alright, nothing's a waste. This is all about development. So what I'm going to do now is wipe all of this off. That's not one of the 4 things that I want to be working on. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my statements, which I'll do personally. I don't think you guys particularly need to see the statement that I make about it. But then I'm going to make a yearly goal plan out of these life goals. This was all about making life goals, right? So I'm going to make a yearly goal plan as to what I want to get done this year. And then from that, that's going to then help me to derive my monthly goals, and then from that it's going to help me derive my weekly goals. Right, so just to recap, just notice we've actually got a new one on there, one that's not a milestone for me. I'm still happy with that though. That's something that should happen this year. £1.5 a month for helping people with sleep. That should happen. Oh yeah, you know what, it's because I've got a second platform that's coming up anyway. So that will definitely happen, and if I realised that would have been in a black pen. Anyway, so we've got, let's get rid of that one quickly. So we've got the 100 press-ups consistently. Visit the Colosseum. I hate incorrect grammar. The Colosseum. 1.5 grand per month from sleep aids. I'm not going to go into too much detail about that, like I'm being sort of deliberately vague, just because obviously there's business interests that I have there. And sponsor a worthy sanctuary for endangered species. No, I'm sorry, I'm going to change that back. I'm going to change that to the other 1 year goal that I did have down there, which was about volunteering on Christmas Day. So, these are the 4 goals that are going to help to keep me inspired throughout the year. I'm going to be working towards doing this 100 press-ups, so obviously each month, each week, each time I try and do as many press-ups in a row as possible, I will be able to see my progress on that. Visit the Colosseum. I will decide on a date on that sort of later on in the year, somewhere near the middle of the year. I'll decide on a date because I won't see that until sort of somewhere towards the end of the year. And then £1.5 a month from sleep aids. Obviously, I'll be aware from my accounts as to how close I'm getting to that and when I've achieved it. I think I should be achieving that sort of in about 3 or 4 months. 4 months maybe. And then volunteering on Christmas Day, obviously that's happening Christmas Day. So I've got the next 12 months for that, or 11 and a half now. So what I'm going to do is stop this video. So they are what my goals are, basically. Okay, right, I'm going to cut this bit out, definitely. Cut. Okay, so that is my advice on how to make a decent... Naughty pen. That is my advice on how to make a decent life plan. That's using the Tony Robbins goals method, and like I said at the beginning of the video, this is the first time that I've used this method. The method that I actually used last year, which was incredibly successful and helpful, was a method that I saw from How Success Is Made, the YouTube channel. I highly recommend going onto that channel, even if you just want to check out his monthly goal reports, for instance. When he started doing them at the beginning of the year, that's something that I'm going to be doing. When he started doing them at the beginning of the year, it was so inspiring to me. It was so... There, are you on? Oh, so annoying. So annoying when and the camera cuts out. Batteries died. Yeah, so anyway, basically, it was very inspiring to watch other people work on their goals. It made me work on mine, and I literally had the best year that I could possibly had last year, and I'm just so excited about going forward into 2018. That being said, I'm going to cut the video there. Hope you guys are already having a good year and already trying to work on your goals and everything. Keep checking out the channel, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.